Today, we're checking out another Umamusume video. This is Goldship, the biggest Ragebaiter of Umamusume. If you enjoy the video, click the like button, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the video. Make sure you go and watch the actual video. Don't just watch my reaction and leave a like here. I mean, you should do those things, but also go and do the same for the actual video. It'll be linked down in the description. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoy my reaction. I reacted to all of Umamusume over on Patreon. Obviously, I can't do it here on YouTube because it gets copyright strikes. Trust me, I'd know. But you can check it out on Patreon if you're interested. Now let's jump into this.
In the sprawling world of Umamusume Pretty Derby, among dozens of legendary champions, one character has become the face of the franchise's unpredictable spirit. If you have seen any clips from the game or the anime, you have almost certainly seen her. The tall, gray-haired girl with a goofy grin. The one pulling pranks, breaking the fourth wall, and delivering a flying dropkick to her trainer. This is Goldship, or Golshi, as she is known to her legion of fans. And while she often seems like the comic relief, she is absolutely the comic relief. Her story is one of the most complex and fascinating in the entire series, because the anime girl who acts like the prankster is a direct, faithful translation of a real-life racehorse, a multi-million-dollar champion who was just as brilliant and even more chaotic than his fictional counterpart. This is the story of that horse, and how his career, his personality, and his incredible contradictions were perfectly reborn as a digital icon. Let's get into it. To really understand the legend of Goldship, you first have to accept that he was, above all, a contradiction. On paper, the facts paint a clear picture of an elite champion, a 6-time Grade 1 winner with career earnings of nearly 1.4 billion yen. But the numbers never told the whole story, because alongside that breathtaking brilliance was a baffling, often maddening belligerence. He was a force of nature that operated entirely on his own terms. And the key to this puzzle, the source code for his unique brand of chaos, can be found in his bloodline. His pedigree isn't just a list of ancestors, it is a recipe coming for y'all, bro. Run. Personality. Let's start with his father's side. His sire, was a horse named Asmongold, a successful what? Oh, it's not Asmongold? A horse named Stay Gold, a successful
Asmongold? Oh, because the gold part. Okay.
The line of legendary American champion, Sunday Silence. This bloodline is famous in Japan for two things: producing horses of immense, explosive talent, and that
wait. I'm sorry. I got so distracted by the Asmongold joke.
A successful what? Oh, it's not Asmongold? A horse named Stay Gold, a successful competitor from the line of legendary American champion, Sunday Silence. This bloodline is famous in Japan for two things: producing horses of immense, explosive talent, and that talent often being coupled with a fiery, difficult temperament. Stay Gold himself was known for his own quirks. Some fans even called him a terrorist on the race course. Goldshi's own half-brother, the Triple Crown winner Orphever, was famously nicknamed the Tyrant for his fierce disposition. This is where
by the way, chat, dude. Chat. I forgot. I've been told that I'm saying Orphever wrong, and I'm not allowed to say it that way. I remember I got one guide in the comments. One person got so mad about me calling the horse Orphever. I'm not allowed to do it anymore. I have to pronounce it very French. So from now on, anytime we talk about Orphever, I will be referring to them as Orphever. That's Orphever. From now on, that's how you actually pronounce it in French, Orphever. So that's how we're going to be pronouncing their name.
She inherited his explosive...
Also, I did not know that Orphever was half-brother of Goldship. That's crazy.
Predictable spirit. But that is only half of the story. On his mother's side, the influence was the complete opposite. His dam was a daughter of the Japan Racing Association Hall of Fame inductee, Majiro McQueen, one of the...
Oh, wait, what? Who's?
Only half this brother, the Triple Crown winner Orphever, was famously nicknamed the Tyrant for his fierce disposition. This is where Golshi inherited his explosive, unpredictable spirit. But that is only half of the story. On his mother's side, the influence was the complete opposite. His dam was a daughter of the Japan Racing Association Hall of Fame inductee, Majiro McQueen, one of the nation's most celebrated long-distance runners, or stayers. From this line, Golshi got his signature gray coat that whitened with age, and more importantly, a deep well of stamina and consistency. The ability...
Why'd they say his daughter? Oh, Majiro McQueen's daughter is Golshi's mother? Okay.
to just keep running. So you have this perfect genetic storm. From his father, the volatile spirit of a rebel. From his mother's side, the powerful, relentless engine of a marathon runner. His entire career can be seen as a manifestation of this war.
Oh, that's insane.
A horse born with an engine of a stayer, but cursed with the soul of a rebellious sprinter. He was a living paradox, and it was on the racetrack where this internal conflict would be put on full display for the world to see. His career wasn't a simple list of wins and losses. It was a story written in a few distinct, unforgettable moments moments. The first came in 2012 and his first major Grade 1 race, the Satsuki Show. The conditions were awful, a track soaked with rain, turning the ground into heavy, treacherous mud. For most of the race, Gorushi did what he always did. He lingered at the very back of the pack, seemingly uninterested, right? But as the field swung wide into the final turn, trying to find a better footing on the outside, Gorushi did the opposite. He dove towards the inside rail,
Oh,
a path so
wow.
rough and chewed up that every other jockey was actively avoiding it, with what can only be described as breathtaking power and balance. He rode through this treacherous path, gaining an immense advantage. From there, he unleashed a devastating charge down the straight, blowing past the entire field to win. This wasn't just a victory, it was a statement. It was the debut of his heart-stopping chaser style, and a clear sign that he operated by a completely different set of rules. Jumping forward to his 6th and final Grade 1 victory in 2015. The Tenno Show was perhaps the race that best captured his grit. This was a grueling 3,200 meter marathon, a race he had tried and failed to win twice before. He was also recovering from a hoof injury, so expectations were mixed. He started poorly, as was his custom, am I right? Trailing far behind. But on the backstretch, he began a massive, relentless run, moving up through the field, and in the final desperate strides, he caught the leader to win by a mere neck. It was a
That's crazy.
Failed to win twice before. He was also recovering from a hoof injury, so expectations were mixed. He started poorly, as was his custom, am I right? Trailing far behind. But on the backstretch, he began a massive, relentless run, moving up through the field, and in the final desperate strides, he caught the leader to win by a mere neck. It was a victory of pure perseverance.
That's
and
cool,
his jockey's
dude.
comments after the race were incredibly telling. He said, "I was thinking of going front if he started well," which obviously wasn't the case. From there on, I just concentrated on following the pace and careful not to turn him off. That last part is the key. The job wasn't just to ride him, the job was to actually manage his psychology, to keep him engaged. This win was a testament to the delicate mental battle required to pilot him. These moments showed that when Goldship was in the mood, he was a nearly invincible force of nature. But the entire sport, and everyone who bet on it, would soon learn in the most spectacular way possible what happened when he was not.
The 12 billion yen incident. Damn.
Stage was in 2015. Takarazuka Kinen, Goshi entered the race as the overwhelming favorite. He was on the verge of making history, attempting to become the first horse to ever win this prestigious all-star race 3 times in a row. The betting public had wagered an astronomical sum on him. The starting gate sprang open and the rest of the field thundered away. Goldship went into what was described as an inexplicable fit. He reared up high on his hind legs, holding the pose, a perfect statue of defiance, as the race disappeared into the distance. By the time he finally decided to run, he was hopelessly behind. In that single moment of defiance, an estimated 12 billion yen in winning tickets was instantly turned into worthless paper. Depending on the exchange rate at the time, that is anywhere from about 82 million to 135 million USD. Gone. Vaporized by a horse who simply decided he didn't feel like it. And this is the event that truly defines his legacy as the chaos agent. The entire sport of horse racing, and especially the massive betting industry built around it, is founded on principles of statistical analysis, performance prediction, and quantifiable data. It is a system designed to make the unpredictable predictable.
Hard to quantify this though.
Of that entire system. One writer at the time described him perfectly, calling him a divine punishment inflicted on humanity for daring to gamble on the enterprise of horse racing.
Oh, you want to gamble on me, motherfucker? You want to gamble on me?
Everyone in the most financially catastrophic way possible.
I like
that something simply cannot.
I like when horses run and they look like they're just having fun. You know what I mean? When they're like kicking their legs out and just, you know what I mean? I really like that.
Be quantified. It was moments like
in the wild, just running like that, you know?
And even more spectacular self-sabotage that cemented his legend. He was actually a character so perfectly formed. It was almost inevitable that someone would decide to make his story playable. This is where the Goshi legend was supercharged for a new era. In the world of Umamusume Pretty Derby. And the genius of his adaptation to the horse girl is how it was a meticulous and clever translation. It starts with her visual design. design, which is essentially a canvas of hidden references. It is
Okay.
designed to be a rewarding
Please.
experience for anyone who knows the real story.
Let
For
me know.
instance, her race outfit, the red dress, and the white and red sweatbands is a direct copy of the jockey silks his riders wore. Look
Got it.
closer at the dress and you will see 6 gold buttons running down the front. Each
Ah,
one
the wins.
represents one of his 6 grade 1 victories. And then there
Gotcha.
are the visual puns. A large golden anchor-shaped ornament hangs from her thigh, a playful nod to her name, goldship. But the most brilliant
Okay.
part of his adaptation isn't the visual, it is the narrative. It lies in her most prominent relationship, her friendship with the elegant and proper Mejiro McQueen. Now, to understand why this is so clever, you have to know the reality. Mejiro McQueen was Goldship's maternal grandfather. They existed in different eras and, of course, never met. But in the world of Umamusume, where champions from across history can interact, they're reimagined
She
as
trolls her-
contemporaries, teammates,
Right?
and the closest of friends. Their
basically
dynamic
trolling
is
her
a
grandpa.
classic pairing. Goldship is the chaotic prankster, and McQueen is the easily flustered, prim and proper target of those pranks. This friendship is a living metaphor for Goldship's own pedigree. Think back to the source code, right?
Always
Mejiro
back in the
McQueen,
eye,
elegant,
always in the
consistent,
eye.
long-distance champion, represents the disciplined stayer half of Goldship's bloodline. And Goldship's
Why the
constant
eye?
chaotic teasing of her is the personification of the rebellious, fiery spirit he inherited from his father, Asmongold. Their entire friendship is a visualization of his internal genetic conflict. It transforms the dry data of a pedigree chart into a compelling and often hilarious emotional story. This intelligent adaptation, translating both his story and his very genetics into a compelling character, is what allowed the legend of Goldship to find a new, even larger audience. And that audience would, in turn, take his story and make it their own, creating a
Awesome.
phenomenon that
I love it.
transcended the game itself. His legend now lives and breathes on the internet. His most famous meme, the Umamusume character's flying dropkick delivered to her trainer after a victory, is a direct loving reference
Damn.
to the real horse's
Damn,
well-known
dude.
habit of
Okay,
kicking
damn.
out at his handlers. But these memes serve a crucial purpose. They are a cultural funnel. A potential new fan might see a funny clip of an anime girl drop kicking someone. Intrigued, right? They find out it's from Umamusume. A quick search then reveals that the character is based on a real one, and the dropkick is a reference to a real behavior. This might lead them to watch an actual race footage on YouTube, and suddenly they find themselves deeply engaged with the history
I like
of
that.
Japanese horse racing.
I really
The
like
memes
that.
aren't the endpoint, they are the entry point. A hilarious and accessible bridge from pop culture to a classic sport. But the most fascinating part of Goldship's story, the final and greatest paradox, came after he left the track. At the big red farm in Hokkaido, the lunatic from the racetrack became a model professional, a gentle, remarkably successful breeding stallion. He would go on to father a grade 1 winner, and in a moment of perfect karmic redemption, another of his sons would win the very race his father had so famously thrown years earlier. This dramatic
Aw.
shift in behavior suggests his chaos was not an inherent, universal trait, but a context-dependent response. The high-pressure, restrictive world of professional racing, with its demanding training and confining starting gates, may have been the primary trigger for his defiant behavior. In contrast, the more natural environment of the breeding farm allowed a different, more cooperative side of his personality to
Interesting.
emerge. This makes you reconsider the entire story. He wasn't just a chaotic horse. Perhaps he was protesting. This final layer of complexity is what solidifies his place, not just as a champion, but as one of the most fascinating characters sport has ever produced. And in the end, that is the key to his enduring appeal. The perfect chaotic harmony between his two identities, the real horse and the fictional character. He was a character long before he was ever officially written as one. The real world thoroughbred's rare combination of elite, world-class talent and a maddeningly defiant personality created a natural, compelling narrative full of triumph, failure, comedy, and drama. The Umamusume adaptation succeeded so brilliantly because it didn't need to invent a personality. It only
Yeah, I
needed
love
to
Goldship,
faithfully
man.
and cleverly
Goldship's
translate
the reason why I
complex one
win.
that already existed.
Anything
The
ever.
creators
It's Goldship
understood that
and
Goldship's
Ogre Cap.
essence
That's
was
it.
his contradiction. They
Those are my
embraced
winners.
his flaws as much as his victories, turning his gate antics, his mood swings, and his infamous kicking into defining and beloved character traits. The result is a singular phenomenon where each half of his identity enriches the other in a self-perpetuating cycle of discovery. A fan of the game is led to the history of the real horse. A fan of the horse finds new joy in his fictional portrayal. The real horse provides the substance, the historical weight, and the unimpeachable record of achievement. The anime girl provides the accessibility, the humor, and the modern cultural currency
I like
of
that.
memes and fan communities. Now he is not just a horse or a character, a champion or a meme. He is Goldship, the unsinkable unstoppable ship of chaos, a unique and unforgettable icon.
Awesome, this is a really cool video.
Story and digital culture.
I like this.
And a perfect case study of how a legendary personality can be immortalized and amplified for a new generation. Goldship's story shows how much a real personality can shape a fictional character. But are there other real-world figures, athletes, or even animals whose stories you think are perfect for this kind of adaptation? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, but that is all.
Awesome, man. That was a good video. Yo, go and watch the video for yourself, please. Don't just watch my reaction. I love playing as Goldship. Goldship is like one of the main ones for me. My only 2 wins in CMs were the first 2 CMs where I won with, actually, shit. Yo, what was the first one we did? It might have been, I might have won with Goldship. I don't remember. It was either Goldship or Ogre, and then I won with Goldship. And then since then, I've gone downhill. I got 2 second places by a nose. And then the most recent one, I got 3rd place badly. I was in actually 5th place in the race. It was fucking terrible. I did so bad. But hopefully the next one that I have not trained a single ace for, I do well on. Probably not. We'll see. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, man, click the like button, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to Goldship, the GOAT. We love Goldship, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on the video and on Goldship and on Umamusume. How are you doing with this upcoming CM? Till next time, make sure you all keep it fresh.